Two pyramids, right? Or maybe shit. Might be more than just two pyramids. Oh, it's cool. Look at that. Oh, wow. Wow. Damn, that's... Wait, hold on. Those are all pyramids. Wow. That's a pyramid. That's a pyramid. That over there definitely is a pyramid. That's a pyramid too. Wow. That is a pyramid. That's a pyramid. That back way back over there, that's a pyramid. God damn. I'm seeing more than half a dozen just in this purview right here. Damn. How come we don't know what's in most of them? Like, what? I mean, China's got the money. They got the resources. Why don't they just go ahead and check out a few of them? Sheesh. They got the most medium-sized pyramids I've ever seen. Wow. Yeah. I mean, they're building little towns and they're around these damn things, but I don't think anybody's ever actually cracked the surface of what's underneath these damn things. Just saying, why not? Why won't China investigate? Pyramids.
Hello everyone, this is Kaifa, all knowledge of the world with beautiful head, heart, and soul. In China, there's a huge pyramid.
You have
The
a lot of
size
them.
of Chinese pyramid is even greater than the Egypt's pyramid, and the number of pyramids is also larger. This is the picture taken by American and German tourists and US Air Force before World War II.
I don't understand, bro.
Like the Egyptian pyramid, Chinese pyramid is also on level ground. However, trees are planted and is covered by soil. Chinese government never reveals the pyramid. China cannot open the pyramids that exist in China.
Why not?
Reason number one, they believe that the center of the world, the core of the world history, is China. Reason number two, In the West, every person's identity and the identity of a country lies in God and religion. However, in Asia, the identity of individuals and the country lies in the ancestor and the ancestor's history. Asia bows their knee to the tombs of dead ancestors. So they are educated that if the history trembles, that is to say, if the country's identity is destroyed, the country will fall down.
So they feel as though that possibly cracking open a few of these pyramids, even just one of them, they feel as though they're desecrating the remains of their history. I mean, that's a deep philosophy to think about, man. But like, I mean, these are secrets, and this is prehistory we're talking about. I mean, since we don't know anything about them. But I mean, hey, it's their land, so whatever, man.
China and Korea, etc., Asia tells with great confidence that they have 5,000 years of history, and they study the history in middle school, high school, and university. As I said in the last video, pyramids were constructed before Noah's flood. In the 70s, Chinese archaeologists, etc., thought that China's pyramid was built during the time of Qin Shi Huang, and they started excavation work. However, they realized that China's pyramids were built 5,000 years ago. They knew that China's pyramids had nothing to do with Qin Shi Huang. Chinese Communist Party and Chinese archaeologists were shocked. What do you think they did?
5,000 years ago.
If China's pyramids are revealed, China's history will fall down. The worldview that puts China in the center will be broken, and they'll have to burn the history books that more than 1 billion Chinese people study.
That's just wild, man. That's crazy. I mean, that is a very abstract way of looking at things versus just like being naturally curious. You got more than just one of these pyramids. You can't just, I don't know. Hey, man.
So, China's Communist Party made China's pyramids the top secret. That's why China's pyramids and the surrounding area are off limits to foreigners. Archaeologists of Germany and the United States sent official documents asking for permission to excavate the pyramids. However, Chinese Communist Party didn't allow it in the past and even now. If China's pyramids are open to public, the worldview centering around Christianity will have to be accepted in China. Pyramids that exist in the world were constructed.
Pyramids have nothing to do with Christianity, though. No. What?
Before Noah's flood. That is to say, before cataclysm.
Yeah, before Noah's flood. We're talking thousands of years before that.
China's pyramids also survived during the Earth's cataclysm without being washed away in the water. Archaeology is ethnology. Especially archaeologists of Egypt and Asia, China, etc.
That's crazy.
Work by government money. They excavate under the government's approval. Closely look at the two pictures. This is the Great Pyramids. During the cataclysm, it wasn't washed away in the water. This is the pyramids of Saqqara. This pyramid and the Great Pyramids are totally different. Saqqara's pyramid were constructed by Egyptian dynasty after the manner of the Great Pyramids. It's a counterfeit. In other words, hundreds of years after the flood, Egyptians built this. Of course, the stones that were destroyed and dumped during the flood were used to build the foundation. Egyptian archaeologists lie that the Great Pyramids and the pyramids of Saqqara were constructed in the same era. This is a complete lie and a crime of knowledge. This is like feeding the fruit of the tree of knowledge to the whole world. Archaeology or study is just a knowledge, it's not the truth. People who believe the fruit of knowledge and people who eat it will be exterminated in the end. Archaeologists of Egypt and Asia, such as China, are nationalists. They are national public service personnel. They don't tell the truth. This is Kaiva, and see you in the next video.
But we don't know too much of the truth. Well, I guess being able to excavate just one of those many pyramids that they have over there. I mean, guess it is what it is. I'm so sad.
In just 25 years, this one man did something that no one thought possible. He conquered all 6 rival kingdoms, melted down their weapons to create giant bronze statues, and forged a nation that would last for the next 2,000 years. But that was just the beginning. You've heard of the Great Wall of China, right? Well, here's what they don't tell you in history books. Qin Shi Huang didn't just build it. He connected existing walls into a single massive defense system, creating the largest man-made structure in human history. And he did this centuries before the Romans even dreamed of their first aqueduct. But perhaps his most powerful weapon wasn't made of stone or bronze. It was made of ink. Imagine being so determined to control your empire that you create an entirely new writing system, burning all the old books that didn't conform to your standards. A writing system so effective that it's still used by over 1 billion people today. Think about that for a moment. Everything you've seen so far, unifying an empire, building the Great Wall, creating a writing system that outlived its creator by 2 millennia, these were all the achievements of just one man. But here's where our story takes an unexpected turn, because everything I've just told you, these enormous, history-changing achievements, they might pale in comparison to what this emperor created next. A secret so well guarded that after 2,000 years, we still haven't dared to uncover it. Deep beneath this mountain lies Qin Shi Huang's final creation. A tomb so elaborate, so dangerous, and so mysterious that it makes the pyramids of Egypt look like simple burial grounds. And what's inside might not just change our understanding of ancient China. It could rewrite everything we thought we knew about ancient civilization itself. But before we reveal what modern science has discovered about this deadly tomb, we need to understand what drove a man this powerful to create something so dangerous that even he might not have survived its creation. And trust me, what comes next will make you question everything you thought you knew about ancient engineering, and why sometimes the most dangerous mysteries are the ones we choose to leave buried. Imagine being 13 years old and suddenly becoming the most powerful person in your kingdom. Now imagine knowing that thousands of people want you dead. This was Qin Shi Huang's reality when he ascended to the throne of the Qin state in 200. And here's the most incredible part. Every time we develop new scientific tools to study this tomb, we find more evidence that these impossible ancient descriptions might be absolutely true. But if these accounts of mechanical wonders and flowing mercury rivers are accurate, what else might be true? Because the ancient texts describe something else inside this tomb, something that makes these engineering marvels look simple by comparison. And as we're about to discover, there might be a very good reason why this tomb has remained sealed for over 2,000 years. March 29th, 1974.
It's almost a travesty, the fact that we haven't been able to just take a look, just take a peek. We're not asking for much. And, you know, for all we know, the Chinese government probably did peek into one of these pyramids, but they're not going to say shit about it. So there's that. They just don't want the Westerners even coming close to these areas, man. Oh, man. We need to stop tearing each other down and keeping secrets so damn much and start learning to help one another with these tariffs from the president, secrets, people just cutting corners. I've had it, man. I'm so sick of our world leaders. They don't give a fuck, man.
A group of farmers in China's Shanxi province were digging a well during a drought. But what they found that day wasn't water. It was something that would change our understanding of history forever. Yang Jifa, one of the farmers, struck something hard with his shovel. He thought it was just another rock, but as he cleared away the dirt, he found himself staring into a face that hadn't seen daylight for over 2,000 years. What these farmers accidentally discovered was just the tip of an archaeological iceberg, because buried beneath their feet wasn't just one warrior, it was an entire army. But here's what's truly mind-blowing. This massive army of clay soldiers, they're just the emperor's guard detail. Let those numbers sink in for a moment. 8,000 warriors, 600 horses, 130 chariots, all life-sized, all unique, and all arranged in perfect battle formation.
That's so
But
amazing.
here's something that will blow your mind. Every single one of these 8,000 warriors has a different face, different facial expressions, different hairstyles, different uniforms. These aren't just statues. They're portraits of actual soldiers who served in the Emperor's army.
That is so amazing.
Modern facial recognition software has confirmed what archaeologists long suspected. These faces were modeled after real people. Think about that. We're looking at the actual faces of people who lived more than 2,000 years ago. But the faces are just the beginning. The way these warriors are arranged isn't random. It's a perfect replica of ancient Chinese military formation. We're looking at a snapshot of ancient military tactics frozen in time. Each warrior's position tells us their rank, their role, and their battle strategy. The vanguard holds crossbows. Behind them, the infantry stands ready with spears. The cavalry units are positioned for maximum mobility. This isn't just an army, it's a military textbook written in clay. But here's where recent discoveries get really interesting. In 2020, scientists found something that changed everything we thought we knew about these warriors. Using specialized imaging techniques, they discovered traces of actual weapons, not replicas, but real, razor-sharp bronze weapons, still clutched in the warriors' hands. And these weren't just any weapons. The blades still contained chrome plating, a technology that wouldn't be invented in the West for another 2,000 years.
Wow.
Think about that. These ancient Chinese engineers had mastered metallurgy that we thought was a modern invention. But here's what's keeping archaeologists up at night. If the outer guard of the tomb was made with this level of technological sophistication, what awaits inside the main chamber? Because these 8,000 warriors, they're not facing outward to defend against external threats. They're all facing inward, toward the tomb itself. It's almost as if they're not meant to keep intruders out. They're meant to keep something in. And as we analyze the soil between the warriors and the tomb, we're finding something disturbing.
It's crazy.
The mercury levels start to rise. Not gradually, but exponentially. Whatever these warriors are guarding, it's surrounded by enough mercury to poison an entire army. But the real question isn't what these warriors are guarding. It's why they needed to guard it with such lethal force. Because what lies beyond these clay sentinels isn't just a tomb. It's something that even death itself couldn't contain.